Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of uh, Code's Corner K4. I am your host, Kode Chloris, playing Davis Murdoch, aka Bonus. I am joined today by the Imperator.
Hello, greetings, everyone, all you internet
He,
folks out there. Hello.
yeah, he's
I
of course playing Cairo Zetsubo, also known as Pharaoh.
am indeed.
Last time we left off, we went to the group's hideout and we almost got caught by the police, but we managed to magically convince them that we were not indeed
Indeed,
burglars.
indeed. We went to
Uh,
the warehouse. Yeah,
yeah, and then we assaulted their hacker guy, and
yeah,
then
and told them to get out of town.
yeah, we intimidated him. He told us that the rest of the group were meeting in a nearby subway station later that night or like the next night to head out of town together for like a safe house outside of the city,
Yes,
because they knew they were being hunted down.
by
And
miraculous intervention. Yeah,
yeah, and then we got caught up helping a gay bar owner get back
yeah.
on track
That
with
was actually
popularity.
that was actually really fun.
Yeah. So it is a new day. A new day dawns. Uh,
Indeed.
our lovely android friend
Evening
is
of the
still off on an errand of his. I have an idea of what he's been doing, by the way. So at some point we'll run through that because that'd be a fun side quest. Um, so Kyle wakes up in his apartment. New day.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just sit up, stretch out, take a look around my apartment. Maybe get a description going for those viewers at home.
I mean, yeah, it's not a particularly fancy apartment. It's in the poor areas. It's got big TV built into the wall. It's got a little kitchenette branches off from the living room. It's got a separate bedroom. It's got a bathroom. Pretty small, but it's not like you know a cargo container. It's livable. Probably covered in decorations, probably both in augmented reality and in actual reality. Uh,
Yeah.
Full of like Cairo's merch and his sigil everywhere and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
You get out of bed and like your alarm clock is like I don't know how much you see in Death Stranding, but like the whole wall is like a giant like computer basically.
Oh
So
yeah.
one wall of his apartment, right, is big glass windows, and they have like the AR like touch screens built into them, so you can like tap on the windows and like do stuff. So like the news
Right.
headlines up on there about recent news in the city. There's like stock things over to the other side. Your social media feeds one whole pane of glass, all the different
Yeah.
accounts and the follower numbers and stuff like that, and those statistics.
Nice. How are my numbers looking, by the way?
I believe we decided, yeah, you have like 1,000 followers currently on like, I haven't come up with a social media company yet, but they exist, and you have an account, and you have many followers.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, you got a solid 1,000 because you got a ton from your previous publicity stunt at the
Oh
bar.
yeah. Yeah. That's right. I got like a ton of followers
Yeah,
from the bar. Yeah.
yep. And we handled those goons that showed up pretty well, almost like
So
a
in the
task force.
game world,
Yes.
is it Easter Sunday?
No, I don't. I mean, if it was, they probably wouldn't be celebrated anymore. Um,
Well, yeah,
just
but
because of
like,
like the way that the world has gone. Some holidays are still celebrated, like Christmas. Black Friday is a very different holiday, but it's still celebrated. Anything that can make money, like anything super capitalist, like Valentine's Day is very big. very big. What else? What other holidays? Like Labor Day doesn't exist anymore. That's gone. They got rid of that.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
because
Easter makes a lot of money. Candy
Easter
sales.
makes money, but like there's no way to market that as being like Christmas is about buying things for people. Easter you make money on candy, but it isn't as easily marketed as being like this is come to our company and receive discounts to purchase a flat screen TV. That doesn't happen around Easter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It might have been replaced by something else, like some new wacky hyper capitalist holiday. Um, but I feel like Easter's probably gone. St. Patrick's Day probably still around, but it's probably called something
Well,
a little
yeah.
bit different.
That's the day that alcohol sales
Yeah, they
skyrocket.
go up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so many holidays still
Ugh.
exist, just in different parodied forms or less religious connotations. Given that the church is no more, basically.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Ugh.
you're flicking through your social media accounts, staring off at the neon colored super city sprawled out before you.
Yeah. Would I have like an AI in my home?
No, AI is very expensive. Uh, like
Mm.
legit AI is very expensive. Like Siri, stuff like that. They no longer exist because we have legit AI. Like people like programs like Andrew Lloyd. They exist. Clankers exist, and companies do sell like like corporate AI systems that operate someone's entire life for them. Like they're like personal assistants who run their home and their car and their coffee machine and their refrigerator and their
Yeah.
schedules, like literally everything. Those
Right.
exist. They are very expensive because they are like
Oh, I can imagine.
actual AI.
Do I at
So
least have like a smart home setup? Like I can say show the news and like it would
yeah,
show
yeah,
it,
you can do
like
yeah. There's
voice
like
operated stuff.
word controlled systems and stuff like that,
Ooh. Ooh.
like
Okay.
vocal. If you like
So
clap, turn the lights off, stuff like that.
I'm gonna like just say show the news for like towards the big wall TV.
Yeah, so the headlines pop up, probably some news about like corporate like moguls and celebrities. All of us like the media in K4 is even worse than our media is, and our media is already pretty garbage. Um, like
Okay.
K4 media is all like celebrity news and propaganda for the different like depending on what channel you watch, like every corporation has their own channel basically, and some of them are only news channels, and very few legitimate news is ever publicized because the companies run
Okay.
everything. um,
I'm gonna go to my TV and like seeing this. I hate the corporate news. Like me in general,
yeah.
I personally hate corporate news. So I'm just gonna say show local news.
um, so yeah, local news is still mostly like company stuff, some celebrity stuff, maybe like big events that have happened in the super city because the super city is massive. This
Oh
city
yeah.
goes from like Virginia to like Indiana, and then up to New York City, essentially Manhattan. So it's massive.
Okay.
Um, so like there's still a ton of news to be reported, but you could show like this like district's specific news, and you would get like recent gang activity, the rise in like synthetic drug use and stuff like that, like the ongoing epidemic of
Is
Lightyear, which is
is
opium.
there a piece about the nightclub?
No, I don't think it'd be big enough to make it to like
Oh, I'm
the
gonna make
headline
it big
news.
enough. Sooner or later. Sooner or
Um,
later, it'll be
Probably come
big enough.
across like some headlines about a lot of stuff about like local celebrities, the big corporate families and their drama that is perpetually publicized by the various media companies.
Yeah.
Um, so probably some like probably on like social media more than the news. You probably get a lot more like genuine news sources, like accounts that dedicate themselves to actual journalism. Um, Probably
Yeah,
hear
sure.
some stuff about like uh, big bands are being attracted to Ryanstown because of like the JITV and all the big companies are setting up their media subsidiaries in Ryanstown because it's like the big media center of the world. So
Okay.
a lot of like bands, a lot of influencers are flocking to the city, looking for like sponsorship deals and the big venues, like the massive stadiums and stuff that we have.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take note of that.
yeah. You're an influence. Like this is like Los Angeles, but for K4, all the YouTubers come go to Ryanstown to
Oh yeah.
with their fancy auto drones that film them perpetually.
Hey, you know what? You gotta get out there somehow.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna take note of that. Remember that for later.
Yeah.
Because if there's a concert going down, you already know. You already know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna, get dressed, get ready for the day. As I'm getting dressed, uh, I'm gonna like turn to the big like wall TV and say, call up bonus, because I have him in my contacts under bonus.
You probably wouldn't even know his real name to be honest, unless you wanted to go look. Like
Oh, I know his real name.
actually, give me a intelligence check to find his name.
I already gave you one last time. He's
Oh yeah, I
I've
think
I've
you.
known.
Yes, you
Yeah,
would have found his name. You wouldn't have found anything like if you have ever tried to find anything on him, you would not be able to find anything minus maybe his name for like old deactivated media accounts.
yeah.
But you can't
Oh, is
actually
he an
find
edgy
anything
boy
else.
on media?
No, his accounts have been shut down, like for
Ah,
probably over a year or two. Probably they've been shut down, and those are the only remaining traces on any servers of his identity. Like he has more or less dropped from the grid, uh, and it's just like if you have ever looked for him, there is no information on
yeah.
him. So yeah, you just your TV like flickers on and stuff when you order it to call bonus and like the little like escape looking bubble of like his whatever contact photo and like the ringing.
Yeah.
Um, and after a couple of rings, like the ringing stops and like the click of the call having been accepted turns on, but there's no like greeting from the other end of the line. It's just silence.
Hello?
And he's like, "What do you want?"
Hey, what's on the agenda today? We got that meeting that we gotta go to tonight.
He's like, "Yep, yeah, we have to head that subway station and stop our little friends from leaving."
Yeah. Alright, well, might as well get ready to go now. Can't take the chance of them getting tipped off early.
He's like, "Yep, yeah, I'd agree." And
Alright, well,
yeah,
alright. I'll meet you outside your apartment in 5.
he's like, "Alrighty, then I'll be down there." And then he just hangs up.
So, as I finish getting ready and everything, I'm gonna tap my wrist and have my bike go out to the front of my building.
Yep, you do that.
And as I walk down the stairs, I'm gonna flick my helmet forward and it, like comes up and the ears perk up, and I pull the hood over it and get on my bike and go over to Bonus's place.
Alrighty, yeah. So you take a drive, head over to Bonus' apartment. It's probably in like the the pretty bad side of Ryan's town. Not quite like combat zone bad, but
Yeah.
it probably borders on like the lawless part of the city. Um,
Oh yeah.
just because, yeah, bonus. He has the money to afford a nicer place. He just chooses to live in a nicer
Doesn't want.
place. So this apartment is a lot like the one that you saw when we went to find the hacker kid, where like there's like the yelling and the loud music and all the horrible nonsense going on.
Sirens in the background.
Yeah. Uh, so you pull up and like this ramshackle. It's probably a metal building, like a big prefab building that one of the corporations built as like some publicity stunt, years ago to be like, oh, we're helping the homeless or whatever, and they built this large tenement building in the middle of
But they
an
just
unused
kind of
block.
grew it together.
Yeah, it's a big. Probably used to be shiny, is no longer shiny. Probably covered in
Oh, yeah.
graffiti. Uh, like the
Yeah.
you probably like know stuff like that. Buildings like this are like everywhere in this part of the city. The
Yeah.
water and electricity doesn't work half the time because if the corporations just like are too lazy to keep the lights on or whatever, the power will go out, the internet will drop, or whatever may happen. Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
these parts of these
Except for
areas are.
Bonus, because Bonus probably has his like own routers and stuff.
Yeah, he has his own stuff. He probably lives in the basement of the building, to be honest.
Yep.
Um, so when
So
you're
he's probably jacked in right to like the city's
yeah, the city's
power
main
supply.
power line, the really thick like Ethernet cables that run the length of the city.
Yeah.
Um,
So he's really got the hacker's den.
yeah, ironically, yes. Even though he has
Eh,
no knowledge of technology, uh,
In
he lives
in
in the
in retrospect, I've got the hacker's penthouse, which is like
yeah,
floor number 30, wires everywhere, like big
yeah.
TVs, all
Yeah,
that jazz.
I
Got
think,
the
I think
fancier stuff.
the basement of this building probably has like several apartments in it. And like one of them is like a VR den for people to go and get hooked on VR games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, so I'm gonna pull up right outside of his building and just look at my wrist as an AR watch comes up.
yeah. So
It's like a little wristband, and as I like
mm,
flick my wrist to look at it, like the
like the
watch
projection,
comes
like
up.
yeah, like a Fitbit, but like a hologram.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you pull up. Bonus, he walks up the stairs from the underground den of whatever it is that he lives in. You've never been in his house, so you don't know. But yeah, he walks out. He got his trench coat on, his mask's on as per usual.
Very
And
nice, very nice.
as he walks up, like not breaking his stride whatsoever, his hover bike pulls up from like around the corner or wherever he kept it. You didn't
Yeah.
see it show up, but he just pulls up without even like breaking his stride. He just walks over and gets on the bike. As it pulls up, super smooth and finessed. And he's like, "All right, where are we going then?"
All right, I'll send you the location, and I'll go over to. I'll have like my watch out, and I'll
Hmm.
swipe the location over to him.
Yes, so you see like move the location over, and you see like the little like folder paper clip thing like move in the air over to his mask, and then it you know like gets slurped into
Yeah.
his AR systems that he can barely knows how to function because he's old
Uh,
and dumb. Um,
He's not that old.
he's like 40, 30, 40. He's had a
Oh
full
yeah,
life at
that's
this point.
right.
Um, he never talks about like why he does what he does. Like he's very loner, secretive, mysterious. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, so you send it over to him, and he's like, "All right, cool. We should probably scout the place out and pick out where we want to go for where we want to stay for the stakeout to watch for these kids."
Agreed.
And yeah, he just
Alright.
speeds off.
Alright, I'm gonna follow up behind him.
All right, so probably half an hour from 45 minutes of a drive later, we eventually make it to like this like New York City, which is like a staircase. No, this is actually a building. So you pull up to the side of this big parking lot, probably next to like a parking garage or like one of the huge malls like 200 floor massive mega malls. Um,
Yeah.
all these massive holographic ads popping up over it, and like the massive neon signs and stuff. And there's like just like a subway station, little concrete building in the middle of the parking lot,
Right.
with two sets of sliding glass doors. Um, yeah, these sorts of things are maintained by private corporations. So they are like the building has no graffiti on it. It's very clean for the rest of the city, basically,
Mm.
because this is all like corporate property, basically. So they have armed guards protecting the subway stations, um, and
Right.
yeah. So he
Did we
bonus.
get a platform number?
Uh, yes, you did get a platform number out of Mr. Cedric's. And it's just like platform 17 or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so bonus, he pulls up to one of the parking spots. So there are parking spots for like normal vehicles like yours, and there are separate ones for flying vehicles, um, because of course they don't like rest on the ground like a normal vehicle does. So he pulls his up to like the charging station, and he plugs his bike in and puts the kickstand with the landing gear down, and he gets off. Uh, and yeah, he goes to walk into through one of the big double door sets, the sliding glass doors to enter into the subway station.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So, you get off your bike, you park it nearby. This parking lot, probably like this part of it isn't too crowded, because this is nothing the subway station. But like the rest of the spots closer to the mall itself are packed. It's a madhouse.
Yeah. So all right. I think we're gonna go to platform 17.
Yeah, so you walk uh, through the double door sets, and the really cold, chilling air conditioning, waves over you as you pass through. And immediately to your right, there is the like ballistic glass counter, like protected countertop for the ticket vendors. And to your left
All
is
right.
a big metal mesh shutter that's and like you can see through it, and through it is like the escalator descending into the subway itself. Uh,
All right.
and Bonus is already at the counter, like buying a subway ticket basically for whatever random stop lets him go to like the 17th rail line basically. So he looks over at the
Yeah.
map and stuff on the wall, a big AR like map built into the an LED screen in the wall. And he's like, okay,
Okay.
yeah, station 17, whatever. And he, is talking to the concierge behind the ballistic proof glass.
Yeah. Is he getting two, or is he just getting one?
Yeah, he gets two, one for you and
Very.
one for himself. Um, how much does this cost? Probably only like $5 per. Not a big deal.
$5. Yeah.
It's pretty cheap to use public
Yeah.
transportation, even in the horrible future.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's get going to platform 17.
Yeah, so you go there. All right, let me just get back my notes up. I had to mark down. He lost $10.
I was gonna say, is it like very like dystopian and like really not in shape, and like we can just hop over the
Well, there
tumblers
are no
or the
tumblers,
turners?
because basically, because like a dedicated mega corporation handles the public transportation, so like bus lines, subway lines, like train lines, probably like there
Yeah.
are probably like intramural planes that fly from one end of the city to the other because it's just so massive.
Yeah.
You couldn't drive it yourself probably. Uh, so they handle all that stuff. Um, and because it's a corporation, most things in the city anyway are kept very pristine, very clean. There are armed guards. There aren't like there's the metal shutter to keep people from fare skipping on purpose, um,
Oh,
because and that's how they make their money. So they are on top of that sort of thing. In terms
okay.
of like every station's not like that. This one, because it's so close to the mall, it is kept in good condition because it is so close to that major center of. It's like this isn't quite like Penn Station. Like it's not that big, um, but it's still
Okay.
relatively large. So you buy
All right.
tickets, and the person behind the desk, he like taps like a button on a keyboard, and the shutter slides up, and you descend the walkway, the little escalator down, and you come out into a big circular like forum, and there
Okay.
is a big hole in the center of this big room that leads to the second floor down, and that's where like the actual stations are, the nexus for the stations. But up here,
Okay.
there are signs for bathrooms. There are signs for there's like over to our right. There's a little like lounge sitting area for people waiting for the subway. There's a library, um, bathroom. There's a little cafe up here, and then
Yeah.
over to like the left, but like across the whole um, are the little like guard recreation area. So there are like a few just armed men in like especially like the corporate uniforms with like pistols in their holsters and maybe some like shotguns or SMGs, and they're
Yeah.
smoking and eating their lunch or whatever. And then dead to our left is
Okay.
a big metal security door for the guard barracks itself.
Ah. All right. So for the platform security, like we're under the assumption that this is like Grand Central Terminal or whatever.
Well, this is
Would
just
there be would
like
there be guards on the terminals
there
or
are
like the platforms?
no, but there are guards in this central, um, like mezzanine, essentially what it is. This like
Okay.
plaza, this two-story plaza. There are guards here that walk around and they watch, and there are security cameras in like the lounges and the library and the cafe and stuff to just make sure that nobody's trying to bomb the subway station. And
Yeah.
it's really bad for stocks, as you can imagine. um,
Oh yeah.
and but like the platforms themselves aren't guarded. There are probably cameras, like only like one or two, but there aren't any armed guards there.
Okay.
And there are no detectors for
All
metal or
right.
anything. That's not a thing.
Me and Bonus are gonna take this casually. Uh, we're just gonna pull them out when they get to the platform, and we're gonna go back to uh, basically our hideout.
All right.
So let's get moving to platform 17.
Yeah. So you walk down the set of stairs that are kind of like on the edges of the big circle, um, and you descend to the second, the lower level. And you look around. There's a little conference room over here. There are a lot of employee-only doors. Um, there's another like little like private research library for like students if they want to come down here and look at things and study. Um,
Mm,
there's the offices for the station manager are down here, and
yeah.
there are also a separate room for. So the first floor had a room for like lockers where people could put their belongings to keep
Okay.
for travel and stuff like that. And then this floor, there's a private storage. You pay money to keep your belongings under like armed security. So like there's like cameras watching it, and the rooms like the lockers are DNA coded. So when you pay,
Mm,
your DNA sequence is automatically coded into the system. The first floor, you just get a key. It's not like anything fancy sci-fi. Uh, but down here, then if you pay enough money, you get like the super high tech uh, lockers. And then
I
uh,
think I'm good.
and then
I don't
down
think I need a locker.
Yeah. Down to the direct south is another set of escalators that lead into the platform.
Okay. All right. Well, down to the platforms we go.
All right. So you walk on the platform or the escalator, and yeah, you just come out right on the platform 17, looking out. Uh, it's a pretty big platform. It is. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five, six. So it's like 35 feet deep,
Okay.
and then there is the railroad tracks, and then on the other side of the tracks are what the maintenance platforms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so this station probably is pretty crowded because it is like the middle of the day and you're by the mall. So a lot of people walking around, bustling with their like bags of purchased random, perfumes or toys or clothes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A pickpocket's dream, if you will.
Oh yeah, definitely.
um, and then the station down here it's not super clean. It's like a New York subway. It's not like pristine, but it's not like falling apart either. Um,
Right.
there's some benches along the walls, some more AR advertisements built into like the columns to keep this place up. Every column is covered in LED screens that circle around and wrap with ads and stuff. And some of the ads, like if you're a particularly like if you're a person that has repertoire with ad companies, so like let's say you've clicked on ads before to buy stuff. The cameras
Oh,
look at your face and then project ads to personally, like they name you in the ads and they just pop up
that's
with your name to like call you out and stuff like that. It's really creepy, very dystopian.
so weird.
Yeah, like ad targeting is super personal. Um, kind of awkward sometimes, but it's like a part of the society at this point. It's pretty crowded. Some people waiting for the subway. Every like 2 minutes or so, a new train comes by. They don't always stop here, but because
Okay.
we're so close to like the center of the city, um, like they just pass through really quick. I'm talking like 200 miles per hour bullet train, just and they're gone. So if you get hit by one of these things, you are a fine red mist, and that's
Oh yeah,
pretty much the
definitely.
end of you. Um, but it's like every 5 minutes, a train does actually stop and let people on and get people off, stuff like
Yeah. All
that.
right. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes, you just want to
just
wait.
sit on one of the benches and wait.
All right. Bonus is going to actually walk back up to the second story, and he's going to wait in the like little sitting area, like little like lounge area. He's
All
gonna
right.
wait there. He's gonna tell you, let me see, like where when they like if he sees them come
When
down
they
from the
show up.
escalator. Yeah, like he'll like calm you and be like they're on their way or whatever.
Okay.
So let me just do some things, take some new notes.
He is.
Cool. Oh, this is so funny.
What?
So I rolled a random encounter table, right? While we're waiting. This
Okay.
is really funny. Okay, so as you're well, this is from Bonus' point of view. Bonus is he's chilling out, reading some. So okay, so there are things called holomags, which are like really thin like iPads that are pre-programmed with magazines on them.
Okay.
So you pick one up and you can just like you pay like X amount of like cents or whatever, and you can access the magazines in them because you pay for everything. And you being a hacker know that you can you can reprogram them to be hacking tools because they're really easily like hideable, very very common electronic items. Uh, but he picks one up, he's scrolling through it, and all of
Okay.
a sudden there's a commotion up here as probably I'm gonna roll a d6 to figure out how many people show up.
Okay.
That's not a good number. there's more than one of these people that come down here. Stop rolling one's dice.
Oh,
That's a
jeez.
better number. So, four uh, RPD police officers, they file down the escalator and they start asking like random people for identification, and they are basically walking around, going around, saying that a a known cyber psycho, aka somebody who has modified themselves to the point of losing their humanity, so they go insane, basically. Uh,
Yeah.
they're like, so a cyber psycho has been spotted in the area, and we need for questioning people to make sure that one, you are not the person, and number two, that you are aware of the ongoing situation. So the four cops, they spread out over the station. One comes downstairs, and you probably see him walking around on the platform, IDing people and being like, well, there's, psycho spot in the area. We're looking for him. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. Like, tell
I'm
one of
just
us.
gonna act like I'm asleep on the bench, waiting for my train, because it's presumably an 11:30 p.m. ticket, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a
It's a really late ticket,
yeah,
right? And it's about like noon time in the game, right?
yeah. It's pretty early still.
All right, I'm just gonna act like I'm taking a nap, but in reality, my helmet has like an AR feed of like what's going on outside.
Hmm. And so yeah, you see the cop and stuff. You can hear him. He's going around asking people for IDs, and he's being like, "All right, just so you all know, spot in the area, like call one of the corporate guards over if you see anything suspicious, basically." And
Okay,
he
cool.
stays in the platform, and him and one other cop, two of them come down here, and they like lean against the wall, uh, like just keeping watch, basically. And one of the other cops, we cut back up the two floors to Bonus, who is, mask on, super suspicious, reading a magazine, scrolling through, passing time. And the cop, walks up, and he like, walks over, and he's like, can I have your ID, sir? And Bonus is like, oh yeah, sure thing, officer. And he probably like ARs the cop like a file of his ID, basically. And you don't see this, but Bonus sends this AR'd message that's like his ID like packet to the cop, and the cop goes, "Oh, sorry to bother you, sir." And he's like, "Just so you know, there's a psycho on the loose. See anything, let us know. Have a good day." And he turns around with like a kind of like a slight bow of respect. He turns around and he walks away. And Bonus just keeps patrolling. Nobody else bothers him. Um,
So I have comms open with bonus, right?
Not open comps, but you have comps. Like you could like talk to him. It's like a radio. You gotta push and talk, basically. Um,
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask him what's going on up there.
he's like, yeah. Looks like some RPD guys are coming down. They've beefed up security. They claim to be talking about like looking for a cyber psycho, but that could just be a lie because one, RPD pretty corrupt. Um, number one. Number
Yeah.
two, like they could be saying that just to calm people's fears, and where they could be going to like a sting operation or something else. He's like, but they are here and they have like up security um,
So
by an
what
extra
are you
four
thinking?
people. He's like, I don't know. They haven't bothered anybody. They haven't like shot anybody yet. So probably aren't looking for us if that's what you're wondering.
Yeah, I think the helmet would have given it away pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's like, in my mask isn't exactly clandestine, although. Well, to be fair, like fashion in the 22nd century is whack. Like there are people like
Oh
how
yeah.
like Cyber 2077. That fashion with like the weird, like the moving light tattoos and the weird clothes that are like see through and stuff like that.
Yeah,
All that stuff is the rage.
like normal.
Yeah, yeah, that's all. So us, we think we stand out. Not really.
But we don't.
You might because
All right,
your
cool.
mask is very specifically Anubis, but
Yeah,
Bonus wouldn't because he's just got a normal mask.
yeah.
Yeah, so
All
he's
right.
like, yeah, shouldn't be anything to worry about unless like a firefight breaks out, in which case they might want to intervene.
All right. Well, updated plan. We'll follow them onto the train.
Ooh, okay. Bonus is like, I mean, yeah, it's just, we bought tickets for it, so why not? Sure.
We'll follow them onto the train. By that point, everybody should be gone from the station. No one should be boarding the train, so we might have an easy time getting to them.
Yeah, okay.
There's only so much train they can go through before they run out of train.
You can run, but run on the train eventually. Yeah, sure. So,
Exactly. One of us gets on at the front, one of us gets on the back.
yeah,
Foolproof.
give me a luck check really quickly. All right. Yeah, so give me a luck check to figure out
Okay.
what may or may not uh, be true about this situation.
Huh?
Let's see. All right, yeah. So what'd you get? What'd you get? A 6. All right.
6.
So there is no firefight that breaks out. The Cyber Psycho does not show up
Hey.
to this station that you're aware of, anyway.
Hey.
And yeah, so the rest of the time, 10, 11 hours pass by. Bonus, he reads the holomags. He goes to the different libraries, reads some books. Um,
I hope
and
while he's reading, he's keeping an eye out.
yeah, he's keeping an eye out. He's just passing the time as well. This is in his first takeout. He knows what he's doing. Um, but he's also enjoying
Okay.
reading because he is an intellectual, believe it or not. He is marginally intelligent. um,
I mean, I doubt that, but
he's got a head. He used to have a head on his shoulders. That nowadays that's up for debate, but you
oh yeah, definitely.
know. So yeah, so the hours pass by, and eventually, get a little ping from Bonus, and he's like, "Yeah, I spot them."
All right, come on down. We'll follow them onto the train, just like we talked about.
All right, so at this point, the light from outside is very basically non-existent. Um, and it's probably a little bit quieter, but the malls are all open
Okay.
24/7, so it's pretty much always
Oh
busy.
yeah,
But the nighttime is, of course, less busy than the day, marginally. Um,
yeah.
it's a bit smaller. The cops have since left uh, their shifts event, and yeah, so the bonus, we see him spot the group of four, you know early 20s, punks, march through the crowd,
I'm
making
gonna,
their way.
I'm gonna rate you up to him. Is the hacker with them?
No, the hacker is not with them actually. Uh,
Good.
he was scared the bejesus out of him.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are 5 of them. Uh, yeah, there's 5 of them, and bonus, he just tells you like there's 5 of them, but one of them looks substantially like he was out of place amongst the group, basically. Um, and
Interesting.
the group of five
Keep an eye
they
out.
make their way um, down through the crowd, and one of them, the biggest one, he breaks off from the group and he goes to the bathroom, and the rest of them they make their way down to the station to wait for their train that should be arriving in like 5-10 minutes, whatever. Um, Yeah.
Yeah.
So bonus is like, should I engage the guy in the bathroom or?
Just let them come to us. Assumably, they won't leave without him.
Alrighty. So yeah, he walks down with you, following this group of people. And a couple minutes later, the big guy comes back, um, and you see them all. Uh, I can just read you off a description of them. The
Okay.
one in front, he appears to be the leader. He's dressed in like not not like anything fancy. A black like studded spiked leather jacket, uh, black cargo pants, black combat boots.
All right.
Has like a low cut mohawk,
Ah.
and he's seems to be the leader. He's walking in front and everything. Um, the biggest guy, he's wearing um, big combat boots, big like baggy combat pants. Um, it's a pretty obvious he's wearing some kind of like vest underneath his shirt or like underneath his like jacket.
Uh. Uh-huh.
And he
Do I
has
recognize him?
no, you do not. You don't recognize any of them. You would know that they're the people you're looking for. Uh,
All right.
you don't like really
No.
know them, yeah.
Or notice anything special about any of them, except for that there's that fifth guy that's new.
Yeah. So there's the new one who appears to be like relatively young, probably only like 18, maybe. He is wearing um like an old like a polo shirt or the like sci-fi equivalent of a polo shirt.
Okay.
Khakis, uh, like it's like semi-formal dress shoes. Like it's like a church-going Sunday best to for an equivalent outfit. Pretty like the most normal out of all of them. Um, and he
So he's
looks like
probably new.
yeah, he looks pretty paranoid. Looks like he's looking around, kind of like jittery. He's constantly like talking to the guy in front, being like like whispering to him and stuff, anxious. And
All
there
right.
is one other. Well, there's two other people. One of them, another dude. He has big like slicked back hair. He's wearing like a really flashy suit with like a tie that's like lighting up and like glowing in AR and stuff. He's got like
Interesting.
a big watch around his wrist. He's wearing like a bunch of rings. Very flashy. Very like he has a perpetual like smirk on his face no matter what he's doing. He's always very smug and arrogant, and his walk is a very deep swagger. And the woman, she is very big and very muscular.
Oh,
And
geez.
she's just like she's wearing a sleeveless like jacket, like a vest, a black leather vest, um, with just like a wife beater, sleeveless T-shirt underneath it.
All right.
And she's jacked. She's really big arms. She's really thick, uh,
Uh,
and she's just like has a micro SMG like slung over her shoulder, like underneath her jacket, like hanging, swinging there, like out in the open. Doesn't really care. The guards don't care, because that's pretty common in this city.
Love it how we were like all inconspicuous about it. We were like keeping our heads down, like, just not being conspicuous at all. And then these people's like just stroll through, weapons brandished, like
Well, yeah, because
they're
they're
really believing hardcore in the second A.
well, yeah, because they're young punk gang, a prankster gang, if you wanted to classify them. But
Yeah.
there's still a bunch of like young punks who think that they're cool and they're immortal. Um,
Yeah.
but like carrying weaponry is pretty standard because like the corporate guards, they're there to protect the corporate property. They do not care about the
Okay.
people. So if you were to
Yeah.
stab somebody, They might get mad at you and fine you for the cleaning fees, but they wouldn't like arrest you for it. If an RPD
Yeah.
guy saw you, he would arrest you because his job is to protect the people. But a corporate
Okay.
guard
Yeah.
couldn't care less. Uh, so these,
Cool.
this group, they walk up, and the train, one of the train pulls up, and it's like, it says, like, last stop, like the wall, basically, at the edge of the city. Like usually
So
like the
at
last
this
train.
point, Bonus is down there with me, right?
Yeah. He's probably leaning on the wall next to the bench you're like napping on, basically.
I'm gonna I'm gonna cut the feed around me, look over to him and nod, and get up, holding my ticket.
Yeah, so you get up and you and Bonus, file onto the subway. It is,
After them.
yeah, after them, yeah. It is
All right, we're
a,
getting on at two different sides, by the way.
yeah, one per each like door of the car.
Yeah.
So this is a relatively packed car. It is very old, like tech. So like, the interior looks exactly like our modern subway car would. It's only single tier. It's not a fancy schmancy double stacked subway car.
All right.
So
So
there's
there's a
that.
lot of people on this, right?
Yeah, there is. It isn't quite max occupancy. Like you can still like breathe and stuff and maneuver. There's probably like 10, 50 people aboard this, including you guys. So like 7 other people,
All right.
sitting down. Some of them have like instrument cases from like busking in the subway earlier throughout the day.
Yeah.
A couple of business people with like, their suits and their briefcases and stuff.
So is the gang on an empty car or are they on our car?
They're on. Well, would you follow them onto their car, or would you did go to a different one?
We're both going on different sides. So I'm on one car, Bonus is on another car, and presumably they're in the middle of us.
Okay, yeah. So there's like the pretty long train, probably like 8, 10 cars, and like they all go in one, and you pick the ones like behind and in front, respectively.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
All
these
right.
cars
So yeah,
are they're all equally more or less as crowded. No special things.
this is gonna make it a little bit harder, but oh well. We're here to do a job.
Yep.
Oh wait, I have an idea. All right, so I'm gonna stand and start moving to the middle car, and I'm gonna give Bonus the same sign, and I'm gonna like as I walk past signal people to get to the back car, or like to a different car.
Okay, make me a charisma check.
Okay. I don't want to use that one, so I'm gonna use this one. 8.
Yeah, so most people you talk to, like as you walk past, you're like, get out of here. You don't want to be here. Do you do anything to like explain yourself, or do you just walk back and like tell them like, move farther up the train?
No, as I'm walking up towards the car and eventually into the car, as I'm going up, I'm just like tapping them on the shoulder and then giving them like the thumb to get out of here.
Okay, yeah. So most people they do. Some people remain, particularly like um, the people who look like they are city savvy, so like the musicians who know, what they're doing and stuff. They're like, yeah. But most people do like listen to you and they're like, all right, because you look like you mean business, pretty much.
I'm
Um,
an imposing fellow,
yeah.
basically.
Bonus does no such thing. When as he approaches from the rear of the train, he does not care particularly about the
Oh,
people in the
Bonus
car.
doesn't do it?
Yeah, he doesn't do it. He doesn't care. He just walk and like help the pincer movement of this like gang. But he knows he's been in enough firefights basically that like when a gunshot goes off, they will all run to the back anyway. So he's just
Yeah.
like, it's fine. I'm not gonna bother warning them ahead of time. They're not gonna listen to me anyway. So he just walks further up towards their car, and the train
So can I
starts
see
up, and it
bonus now?
uh yes, yeah, you can see him through the like remaining crowd in this center car.
So I'm just gonna, as I'm gonna wait for him on this car with the gang members, and just hold on to like the handrail,
Mm-hmm.
stand as I wait for him to open the door.
Yeah, so he like taps like the button on the side of the door, and it slides to the side, and yeah, he walks through, and then it goes behind him automatically,
Mm,
and the subway gets it going. It's like moving now. It's probably like full speed already. It's a very very quick train,
yeah,
um, and we're
yeah, it's
speeding
like a bullet
along.
train.
Yeah, it's a bullet train, so we're speeding along. It is like it's dark, like basically pitch black outside of the train. There are lights in here, of course. There's
Okay.
plenty of like LED ads running the core upper corner of the car, or like
Do
ads.
the lights do the lights in here flicker?
Um, no, this is a pretty well
Oh, that would
maintained
have been
train.
so cool.
I mean, if you shot one, they would flicker.
All right.
But like
Well, so we're in full view of the gang, right?
pretty much they don't really seem to care. I think like probably like the leader, he's like harassing a businessman sitting down, like so there's like a businessman in a nice suit with a briefcase, glasses, hair done up. He's sitting in the subway, and the gang, some are standing, some are sitting, and like the leader is kind
Uh,
of like he has like how what kind of he has like just like a little metal like wire that he's like torn off from something at some point, and it's like
yeah,
poking the corporate dude's the back of his head, something like scratching him from like across the
yeah.
way, basically like down a couple seats down. Um,
So I'm gonna do a thing here. I'm gonna touch my arm pad and have the lights go all like dark purple, and then on the LED ad displays, I'm gonna have the growling Anubis head because it wouldn't be an event without it.
so you need to hack into the subway car to do that.
Okay.
Realistically, there are a ton of outlets here, not made for wiring, but there are outlets because, of course, there are. If you you just know this about subway cars. The node to hack them is in the front.
Huh.
So they're like portable modem basically that keeps the Wi-Fi on the train going. Um,
All
there
right.
are on the ceiling. There are like the Wi-Fi range like extender modems, like the
Okay.
routers that like run along the ceiling. I'll be like one in every car. You could use those, but it's in the middle of the car on the ceiling, so people would see you if you wanted to do that.
Okay. It'll be fine. All right. Never mind. All right. Well, I'm gonna nod to bonus, and it's working time.
So okay, uh, you give a nod to bonus, and bonus he walks up, he steps up, his heavy boot is clunking on the subway floor, the car floor, and he walks up to the leader, and he's like playing pranks, huh, kid? And he's like standing over this kid who's like sitting down, messing with this poor dude. The punk looks up to bonus, and uh, he's like, yeah, I do. Got a problem with it, old timer? And bonus just grabs his bionic arm. He picks the kid up by like his jacket, and he just lifts him out of the seat into the air.
Okay.
And the kid's like, whoa, whoa,
So
whoa, and all the other guys, all the other gang members, they all like turn and like stand up, and they all like, hey man, back up, what's the problem? What's the problem? And they're all like
so as he
yelling.
does that, I'm going to flick my drone out and pull out the hands of Anubis, have the drone point at one of them, and I'm gonna point two of my guns at another, or other two.
Okay, so I really quickly am going to build a battle map
Okay.
because I can do that for this encounter. Was my original
Hey.
idea, but I can do it. So I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I'll use. I won't use walls. Who needs walls? Well, I know I
Okay.
should use walls because it's
Yeah,
important. If
you
you fall
should.
out of this car, you get creamed. So
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
okay, so
And I'm just gonna say, now take it easy. Sit down.
well, hmm. Yeah, no, sure. This is a pretty
Let's
big
not do
subway car.
anything. Okay.
Let's do this.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, big boy subway car. Well, yeah, no, we'll cut it in half because this is like 20 feet wide. So we'll do this. Um,
So the seats are assumably over here,
yeah, so they're on each side.
and then
So
there's two rows in the
yeah,
middle.
there's 10 feet in the middle between them basically. Um,
Okay. So I'm gonna be in the seat right behind a majority of the gang members. So let's say that they are like
Hello, welcome back. We're back. I've built a little train car, makeshift train car. The commoners are all
Yes.
tiny because they're unimportant. So we have the lovely foes, as per usual, are in red.
Red.
Focus, standing imposingly, grappling rather. Their leader is here. The drone is floating. He's a beholder.
Onk.
Look how cute he is. He's so adorable. And then Pharaoh is also over here with his
In
guns
purple.
trained on these folks. So, yeah, so all these guys are like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? And you pull out guns and you're just going to hold them on to these two.
Yes.
And then the
Exactly.
drone goes after this dude.
This guy.
Okay, so this guy seeing what's going on, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what's the big idea? He's like, can't take a joke, man. Hmm? And this poor commoner is like, what is going on?
What is happening?
Here, I'm going to rename him.
I'm gonna chime in from behind these two.
Scared commoner.
It's not that we can't take a joke, it's that our employer can't take a joke.
I'm going to make an intelligence check for their leader to see if he's smart enough to realize who you're talking about. No, wait. No. So he's like, what? Employer? Who do you work for? And Bonus is like, you know
Well,
exactly who we work for. And he just like rattles him in the air.
let's just say he's a man of higher stature.
So the everybody else is like, they're like let him go, let go of him. What are you doing, man? Can't take a joke. And then
I'm gonna press the barrels further into their heads, make a move, and my finger slips.
so you do that to the two big people.
Yeah.
Uh, and then this guy, he sees the drone hovering over him with like a little pistol, like built into it.
Well, no, it's an SMG, isn't it?
I
It can
can
fire automatically, I thought.
I can double check.
Yeah, I can as well.
It's a pistol.
Oh, okay.
I bought the pistol
All right.
version.
Small arms, 2d 100 attacks,
Yeah.
2 times per attack. Can move 7 squares per action. Can heal 100 health. Turn on one person. Has 400 health. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so he looks at the drone and he's like, whoa, 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 and this guy's like, ah, and then this guy's also like, ah, and this guy, uh, he's a non-issue at this point. Like he's a foe, but like, is he really? Um,
Yeah.
and then the leader, who's still suspended midair, uh, he's like, let go of me, let go of me. You know, I don't know who you people are. I don't have any problems with you.
You may not have a problem with us, but we have a problem with you.
Like, what do you want? What do you want?
All of your money.
He's like,
You do you
you're.
remember destroying a car?
He's like, oh no, and he's like, quick, you, and he like looks over to random child, and he's like, do something, and he's like, he turns to Bonus, and he's like, um, and Bonus just looks over to him, like stares him down, and he's gonna make an intimidation check.
Right here.
Ooh,
Oh,
almost was bad, but it's not. It's great. So he just looks at him, and the kid's like, ah! And he's frozen in fear. And the
urinate.
leader's like, "You're useless. Why do we hire you?" Oh my god. You know, he's like, "You're supposed to," like he looks over to the kid, and he's like, "You're meant to protect us and like keep us out of the situation. You know,
What?
you're a disappointment." Um,
What?
yeah, it's
How did they think that he was going to help them?
because he has connections. Um,
Yeah, okay. Uh,
so
I'm just gonna keep the barrels firmly pressed and say, look, just give us the money and everyone gets away unhurt.
At this point, I'm gonna list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great. I'm gonna roll a 1d12. See how many people book it out of this car right now. Let's see.
Uh,
6 of them. Okay.
Half of these people are gonna book it.
So they all leave. Oh, I miscounted.
Yeah.
There's 14 of them. Well, that's fine. 6 to leave. So those people, that little group over here, are like, maybe we shouldn't be standing next to the potential gunfight. These two poor guys are trapped by the potential fight. These people are too like scared to leave. This guy is just cool. He's like,
Yeah.
he's got his phone out. He's recording it. They all do probably. They'll have like their like cell phones or like their like AR terminals, like head cams recording. Like a drone is like hovering over here, recording everything, live streaming it to Cyber Twitch
Yeah.
called
Look,
Smart.
there's no way of you guys getting out of this without a few bullet holes if you resist.
So the boss is like, well, we don't have any money.
Bullshit.
He's like, look, man, I'm serious. We don't have any money. He's like, and then he's like, has like a light bulb goes off, and he turns to this kid, and he's like, he like points. He's like, he has our money. He's the funds for our operation. His parents are some bigwigs in Xenocorp. Let us use their warehouse.
Now I know I'm gonna regret this. I am keeping the guns firmly placed on the backs of their heads and definitely contemplating pulling the triggers. Now, then answer my question. What are we keeping you all alive?
Because you don't want to kill a bunch of fine folks like ourselves.
I don't know, you dinged up our boss's car pretty bad.
He's like, look. His parents, they can pay for it. Like, talk to him, man. All right.
I don't know if we want to do that. I'm pretty sure your bodies can catch a fair price on the black market.
Yeah. So then at that bonus, he brings the guy like from full arm extension like the way he like brings him in close, and he's like, we've been given permission to beat the debt out of you, and he's like, oh.
Now, You two, with the barrels against your heads, can you two tell me how much a liver goes for?
Time to Google how much a liver goes for.
Would they know though?
Probably not,
All
because
right.
they're both
Well then,
dumb.
what's their response?
Uh, oh, I don't know. Probably like a lot of money. And then one of the people over here, speaks up for whatever reason because they know
Okay.
price of liver. Liver.
Oh my
Oh my
God!
god,
1 million.
that's for a heart.
Convert that to dollars, please.
So liver is worth 557,000. So it's worth 5,570 collars, uh, approximately.
Now, multiply that times the four of you. That young one over there has no business in this. Multiply that times 4, and that's enough to cover our debt that you so recklessly imbued upon yourselves.
That is, let's
Now,
see. Currently, you have 8, 16. Yeah, you have 12. Okay, so if you took all of their livers, you
yeah.
would almost have enough. You would have like,
Well, there's also the heart, the brain,
yeah, it's true. And there's cybernetics and stuff. This
lungs.
guy is pretty chromed out. This guy only aesthetic stuff. So like body mods, like his eyes are weird colors and they like shift hues. A lot of like some tattoos. Um, like his
And those mods would sell for a pretty penny, too.
yeah, like he has like weird like synthetic hair that like changes color and stuff. This guy totally chromeless. This kid totally chromeless. She has bionic arm. He has two bionic arms. You can just like it's like pressing the gun to his head. You can feel he has dermal plating underneath his skin. Um, and he's pretty chromed.
Seeing as neither of you would survive a bullet this close, especially the caliber that I'm shooting, you want to take that chance, or do you want to come with us and settle this debt once and for all? And then we can leave you alone and you can get the hell out of Dodge.
Ooh. So the boss is like, all right, fine, fine. You caught us. He's like, all
Good.
right, boys, calm. You know, like put your arms down.
I don't think so. I think we need to keep you four secure until we get to our destination.
Um,
I don't know, bonus. I'm pretty sure I could hold this pose for a while.
and Bonus is like, yeah. Luckily for me, Robo arms don't feel stress.
Well, then it's settled. Looks like we're holding you all here with us.
And
We don't need any unnecessary casualties. And I look to the civilians in the seats.
they're all just like still recording you guys. Are like, yep, fun, pretty cool, yes.
And we're all in agreement here. You're all gonna sit tight, not move a muscle.
um,
I'm gonna have a comm link open up to the guy.
yeah, okay, the Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. We got the four of them here. Meet us at what's our stop again?
So he gave you an address for a parking garage near the bar you talked to him at. Um, so he's like, so you talked to him like, oh, like, we got the four of me, like four of them. There are six in the photo.
Oh yeah. That fifth one. He'll He'll come along too.
Like, and the sixth
Just
one,
make sure not to ding him up. He's apparently in league with the Xeno Corporation.
he's like, that explains a lot. And he's like, all right, yeah, bring him. Like, where are you right now?
I'm gonna geo ping my location to him.
Okay, so yeah, so you, boom, you ping him, and he's like, all right, get off at the next stop. I'll have some cars show up and pick you up.
All right. And the sixth one, don't worry about him. We got all we could out of him, including some very expensive body modifications.
And he's like, oh, good, good. They better have my money. And then he just hangs up.
Well, looks like we're getting off early, and I'm gonna like take my elbow, still keeping the gun pointed at them, and press the little button next to me because like each row of the seats has like
Yeah,
one of
like
those
the
things where you like hit it to stop.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit that for the next stop.
Yeah. So you know, and the train. So are you hitting it to stop like the emergency stop to stop right now, or is it
No,
at the
no, no,
next
no,
stop?
no, no, at the next stop.
Okay, good, 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 good. So you hit the button, and the train like the little robotic voice is like, like this stop, uh, 832nd Street or whatever,
Yeah,
um, and
yeah,
the train starts to slow down very gradually because super bullet train, um,
yeah.
and yeah, a few minutes goes by, and the train comes to a halt, and the doors over here on both sides open, and people start flooding out. These people, they get up and like go to leave, but they maintain their cameras on us as they go to leave. They're like, ooh,
All
this
right,
guy
well,
gets
let's
off,
go.
and then this guy he books it. He's like, no, I'm here. And then
Huh?
this
Oh,
commoner, he's like, oh, I'm staying on for a couple of stops. So have a good day, gentlemen.
yeah. Well, time to get off. Let's go. I'm gonna keep my drone out, by the way. My drone is still trained on just that one guy.
All right, so yeah, so you train it um, along this one guy. Oh god, not so edge of the board, uh, and so you lead them up. Uh, so this is a much smaller subway station, um,
Okay.
and is only just like the single like terminal and stuff, and then the stairs leading up, basically.
I've still got my guns up and pointed at them.
Yeah, so it's like past midnight at this point, so the streets are relatively quiet compared to daylight, and then you just walk up into broad daylight, and waiting for you there is a large white panel van with
That should be it.
so as you walk up, a really big, bulky dude, the same bodyguard that you saw from the meeting, he's putting a big white like sticker over the Hermes Package Deployers corporate logo to like cover up the corporate affiliation. He just like
Yeah.
he like smacks it to make sure it's up there, and then he sees all of us walk up. And bonus, by the way, is he has his big deagle basically trained on the kid, and he's still holding the leader like up off the ground by the scruff of his neck, like by his like shirt jacket. Uh, and we all
Yeah.
walk up,
All
and
right, get in.
the big burly bodyguard, he's like, yeah, get in, and he opens the doors, and and bonus like chucks the leader in to the van, um, and tosses him in, and so the doors open, and he like tosses the dude in there, and like four armed corporate security guards for Hermes, the company, they get out, and they put bags over the rest of their heads, lock their hands in zip ties, toss them in the back of the van, get in the back of the van. Then the bodyguard closes the doors, and he hands you, no, he just like messages you via AR. He like whips over,
Yeah.
and it's a bank account number, and he's like, "Your payment's all in there, gentlemen. Have a good evening." And then he gets back in the van, closes the door, and drives away.
I'm gonna turn to Bonus. Well,
Bonus looks at you and is like, "I don't think they're going to survive very long."
oh no. Hey, you know what? Plausible deniability, my friend. Plausible deniability. We were never here.
He's like, "Yeah, you're right." And then he just like you see like one of the eyepieces like flicker a little bit, and the hover bike just like and like lands next to him.
I'm gonna call up my bike as well.
Yours takes like 20 minutes to get here because Bonus had his bike following him, um,
Oh wow. Okay.
and
Well, I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder. Well, I'll forward you the money tonight.
like you better, and then he just flies away, well hovers away I guess, speeds away.
You know what I could go for right now? Ugh. And Farrah's gonna like stretch out like wide, like crack his neck. A bowl of noodles.
Do you say that to Bonus like over message or whatever? You just like say that out loud to yourself.
Well, I mean, if Bonus wants to listen in, if he's still on comm.
Well, if you say like I go for some noodles, you just hear random chime in of being like, somebody say noodles.
Yeah,
He's like,
if you're willing.
so you see him down the block, and he just stops dead, middle of the
Does
street.
does like the air like
Yeah, like the air, like the dust, like flies past him, and the hoverbike just like zips backs up all the way back over to you, and he's like, "Get on."
I got my bike coming.
He's like, "All right, I'll meet you
I'll
there
meet you
then,"
there.
and he speeds off. Now we're gonna. This is actually perfect because the next mission starts with Bonus getting to the noodle place first before you. So this
Okay.
can run literally right into the next mission.
Ooh. Yes, please.
Um, so if you want to get that start, I don't have it all planned, but we can introduce it.
Sure. We'll start it.
Alrighty.
We'll start it as like the ending to this episode, the preamble into next episode.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So
So we'll peek a little bit into it.
yeah, yeah. So okay. So Bonus speeds off, and again, it takes 20 minutes, half an hour for your bike to even get there, because bullet trains are very fast.
Yeah.
And you get on your bike and you start making your way to the noodle place, Huang's Little China. Everyone's
Yeah.
favorite, super wholesome.
Favorite family place.
Yeah, for genuine, real Chinese food. Very expensive, but more than worth it. It's delicious food.
Oh yeah.
And so you start driving, and after like half an hour, 20 minutes, you arrive. You round the corner, the same corner that X previously encountered that criminal in the intersection.
Okay.
You round that corner, and you see Bonus. So first you see his hover bike, and it is just parked out front of the little place like usual, hooked up to like the meter basically. And you see that
Okay.
he is consoling the young daughter of, well, like the granddaughter of the restaurant owners. The whole family are outside, out front of their shop, and they all look very distressed. The main window, so the shop front, right? One of sort of like there's like the two big glass windows, and then like the door in the middle.
Okay.
much like Bertram's candy shop, if you remember what that looked like. Um,
Yeah.
and it's one so one of the window on the left is totally smashed open. Like there's glass everywhere. It's it's bad. The inside looks
So
mostly untouched.
as I like ride up, I'm gonna like drift my bike to the side, kick the kickstand out, and get off.
Yes, you drift over, and so you see. First things first. I'm adjusting myself. Hold on.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the whole family, all three generations, are outside, out front of this shop. The old man is
Okay.
holding a shotgun, um, and he looks like shaken up. He looks uh, like nervous and disturbed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna flick up my helmet. Uh, what happened here?
So the granddaughter, who is probably only like early 21, 22, she speaks fluent English. So she walks over. So she's like lets go of Bonus, like crying, and she says, how would it be worded? She's like, gangsters. They came in the night and they took my brother.
I'm gonna look over to Bonus, like obviously angered. Like I am clearly livid.
Yeah. Bonus, you can't see his face, but you feel the reciprocated anger through the metal and wired helmet, the mask, and so the old man, his hands are shaking, holding the shotgun, and she's like, yes, and an hour ago, not even, we heard a smashing at the window outside, so we came out of our apartments to go look what it was, and when we came out, a group of men were had broken the door down to my brother's apartment, and were dragging him out. And my father, bless
Oh,
his
his
soul,
grandson.
yeah, the grandson, he's like, bless my grandfather's soul, he grabbed his shotgun and he killed one of the gangbangers. But the rest of them got
Yeah.
away and took my brother, and they vandalized the some of the store, the restaurant. So like he's like you see inside, like the tables are flipped over, the chairs are smashed up, the window is broken. Um,
So at this site, no one knows why, but Cairo's like squeezing his fist, causing like little sparks and like circuits to over override and like really clamp down in his hands.
mm.
Will handle this, and I'm gonna take the shotgun from the grandfather's hands. I'll put this to use.
And then the grandfather appears to be just in shock, like he
I'm gonna like gently put a hand on his shoulder and like put a hand on the shotgun. I'll put this to use.
he just like well his eyes are wide, he's shaking. He's like, yes, please get my my grandson back.
I'm gonna bow to him as I hold the shotgun and like sling it over my shoulder.
Yeah, so you sling it over your shoulder. Bonus is still consoling the young granddaughter and the uh, the the grandmother and the mother, because the mother and the middle generation are also here. The whole family's here, and
Yeah.
he's like consoling them all and like telling them like it's gonna be okay. Like he make me a perception check actually. Why not?
For who?
For
Or
you
well, to notice
to
who.
notice Bonus's mannerisms.
8.
Nice. You, even though you're like probably 20 feet away and you're very livid, you still notice that Bonus is being like genuinely tender and
Yeah.
kind and like consoling to these people who he barely knows.
Right.
Um, and like his mask's still on, but and like they're like hugging him and like weeping and stuff. They're all freaked out. And Bonus is like, I'm gonna go back into the building. Uh, I'm gonna, remove the body. You know, um, I'll sort of we'll clear the place, make sure that nobody's left, just to like to calm their anxiety, basically, more than like
Yeah.
anything. I like just we'll get the body out of there, and then you can like call the insurance company or whatever, and get them to come over.
Yeah.
Call
All
the
right. I'll go in with him.
yeah. And bonus, he turns to the
I'm gonna turn to the family. Stay out here. We'll go check everything out. Make sure it's all right.
yeah. And bonus turns to everybody as well, and he goes, "Don't call the cops." And then he just walks through the broken window, uh, and into the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit.
So you follow, and like there's glass all over the place in here. The really fancy decorative flower centerpieces and the tables have been smashed. There's water all over the floor. There's wood splinters, and like the tile flooring has been destroyed. Like it's like they tore this like Eden. Like the kitchen seems fine. Um, like you go through the kitchen, it seems untouched. Walk up the stairs to like probably the second floor where the apartments are. And sure enough,
Yeah.
um, down. So you walk through the kitchen, and on the floor at the bottom of the stairs, with like an arm bent the wrong way and a leg with a bone jutting out of the like a shin, and a big
Mhm.
old hole in his chest, is a Chinese-looking, a tough, muscular, young Chinese guy who's obviously
Is
very
he
dead.
still? Oh, I was gonna say, is he still like hanging on to what life he has left?
No, he is like his. You see that like he. So just like a cursory glance, it looks like he got blown back from the shotgun and fell down the stairs,
Oh,
and
good.
that probably killed him more than the shotgun blast did, because like his neck is like
All right.
cocked the right way, his mouth is like just blood coming out of his mouth, like he's uber dead. Altman did a good job.
So as we pass by, I'm gonna like basically curb stomp on his corpse.
Yeah, so you just like stomp on his body.
Like, and let out like an angered yell
Hmm.
because we literally can't have anything beautiful without having someone here to try and take it. So that's why Cairo's so angry,
Yeah.
because he was able to find this one like beautiful location in all of this hell, and now someone's taking it away from him. So now Cairo is extremely ready to go to war.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like,
So
no one's ever seen Cairo this mad. Cairo's angry.
yeah. Bonus is also, well. Bonus seems more like John Wick angry, was like determined to do what he needs to do, more so than like just pure anger. So you stomp on the dude, and his head like squishes because his skull is now fragments, from the fall.
Yeah.
And Bonus, he's like, oh god, and he like reaches down and he yanks down the sleeve of the kid's like denim jacket, and his arms are covered in like traditional Chinese tattoos.
Yeah.
He has no immediately aware like obvious cyberware, which is relatively rare for K4. And Bonus starts like looking through his body, basically, like, sort of like uncovering his body, searching through it.
Right.
He pulls out a really cheap gun, a pistol,
Okay.
that he like, you know, I think he takes it out, and he immediately like strips it. It's like
Yeah.
and then like tosses the parts across the room and is like, "Yep, we're done." Um, he has gloves on, by the way, so he's not gonna get like arrested for this. And then he
Yeah.
also takes
So
out,
does Cairo.
yeah. So he takes out a really cheap smartphone, like a super, I guess like a burner phone, but like it's a smartphone,
Okay.
and he hands it to you without saying it. He just hands it to you, and it's like, yeah.
I'm gonna flick my helmet forward and jack into the phone.
Okay, so roll 1d10, and I will roll 1d4, and we'll see who gets higher. Yep, and a
6.
wow. So, yes. So you just, grab this phone, you take one of the really like thin little wires, and you plug it into your like arm, you plug it into the computer, and
Yeah.
like you don't fully enter the matrix because it isn't like that good a phone.
Yeah.
And you just like your mask shows like the display of the phone and the coding and stuff, and you break the passcode. It's like 1235. Like it's
Yeah.
it's really dumb. Um,
It's like password, but with two fives.
yeah. Password with two fives and a zero instead of
Yeah.
an O. And you crack the phone. Um, what are you looking for? Well, bonus goes searches the rest of the
Uh,
apartments.
I'm gonna like scan through contacts. I'm gonna scan through recent calls, any call logs, any texts, everything, photos.
All right, give me a perception check.
That's a 6.
6. All right. So you look through his contacts. He's got like several people with like it's mostly in Chinese, like or like Cantonese. Uh,
Okay.
just like a note. Um, but the text and stuff are mostly some of them are in English. And his most recent texts were from like a number whose kind of contact name is in like Cantonese,
Okay.
and the texts that you can like run through a quick translator, not that big a deal. And you
Yeah.
find out that basically this is this guy's boss telling him to meet uh, a group of uh, like 8, 10 other dudes um, at a local Maofu clan den to like prepare to go and kidnap Steve Huang, who is our lovely little grandson friend. Um, the text also says the very like last line of like this like conversation um, says Malfu's not happy with people backing out. He still has to pay his dues, and then like their response from like this dead dude is just like, all right, be there in 10 minutes, whatever it is.
So I'm gonna uh send a response back in I'm debating on whether to send it back in Egyptian, whether to send it back in English.
Well, if you send it back in Egyptian, they will know exactly who did it, and their meter will go up one by one again because they know exactly who's responsible.
Because I'm debating on what to send them. I can either send them.
Are you gonna be John McClane and be like, I have a machine gun now too, or are you gonna be like, clandestine about it?
Uh, I'm gonna send them back. In English. You have angered the gods,
Okay, and that's it.
and then crush the phone in my hand.
Okay, yeah. So you send that and it bends like a pencil because one bionic arm and two cheap phone. Um, so yeah, you just crush the phone. Bonus is going to search the apartment, Steve's apartment specifically. The door has been kicked down, like totally off its hinges. Like you can see that much immediately. That's 6.
Yeah.
Um, so bonus comes out and he's like, yeah, just spare change, personal amenities. He looked like he was actually like he got rid of his gun, and he got rid of
Yeah.
like the uh, like the rice like weave uh, insignia
Yeah.
on the door and stuff like that. So he like was actually trying to get out of uh, like the gang and stuff,
The gang.
and they came after
Yeah.
him.
So Pharaoh's gonna take a deep sigh. Well, how do you feel about a war?
And in bonus, he reaches into his trench coat and he pulls out his big pistol and he puts it back in his holster and he's like, I have a fun shotgun that I haven't have it to try out back over my bike. I wouldn't mind breaking it in some.
We're gonna stop by the hideout and grab a couple of those guns too.
And he's like, all right. Yeah,
So
so
the shotgun that the old man had, that's a double barrel, right?
yes, yeah, it's a double barrel shotgun. It's very
So
old.
I'm gonna like break down the barrel, make sure that the two shells are in it, and then I'm gonna like rack it up with one hand.
There's one. Well, so when you pop it open, one of the shells pops out, and then like one is still left in there because of course he shot one of the guy.
Remind me to grab some shells on the way too.
And he's like, yeah, I think I that's the person. And you see him like his the eyes of his mask flutter as he contacts somebody
Ooh,
from his past.
bonus contact.
Yeah, bonus. He has some
Ooh,
friends. He only has friends in like firearms and stuff.
arms dealing.
So
Yeah,
yeah, um, he has both
I'm
legal and illegal. So
excited.
actually, so he's like, I know just like I have a couple people for that. It's like, do you want it legal or do you want it illegal?
What's gonna take the most lives?
I'm like, well, they both sell guns. Just that one of them is corporate, one of them is like a gangbanger, basically.
Well, seeing as we want to stay out of the public light for this, let's go with the underworld.
All right, got my 2d4 ready. Neo. We get a 2. Oh, great. What's
What?
the. Do they like us? Well, do they like. Ah, they do. We have met
Oh!
before and are on friendly terms. So,
Hey,
I'm going to come up with a fun name for this person.
good looks.
And the 2 means that this will draw attention of other parties by using this contact.
So this is gonna draw attention.
Yeah, using this contact will for some reason that I have to come up with, it will draw attention. This guy's
What
name
fact they belong
is
to though?
I think he's independent. Oh, actually no, he could be okay. He could either be regime or face gang.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Now the face gang don't like us right now. The regime are true neutral. Or he could be
So,
either a different, like a smaller gang that's not, international. Like these ones are all. So these 5 are all international gangs. Like they're massive. But there are tons of local ones that we can come up with too. So
so wait, why don't the face gang like this?
they don't like us uh, for our backstory stuff.
Oh,
We did we did like a job against them in the backstory, and that.
it could be the Rakai.
That is the one group, along with the Mafu clan, that Bonus despises. At the sheer mention of the Rakai, Bonus will break things.
I was gonna say it could be the Rakai because we know who took the grandson. So it could be like an unwitting alliance.
Well, the Mafu clan took the kid. Bonus
Yeah,
will literally kill any Rakai member he finds. The Face Gang
that's
dislike
unfortunate.
us. The Crimson Crescent dislike us. The regime don't know us. This could just be, a normal, unaffiliated arms dealer. It doesn't have to be a gangbanger.
You know what? You know what? Generally, smuggling and arms dealing. So that works out for the regime, sure.
All right, yeah, sure. So, this dude's name is Malachi Elixir.
Ooh, I
That's a
like that.
cool name. All right, let me mark this down along with the
That-
Huang family.
That's actually a really good name.
It is. Contacts. We have 1, Huang family. 2, Malachi with a Y and an E because it's cool. Elixir is Alixer because he's also edgy.
Yeah.
Time for another NPC generator. NPC personality. Generator. Bam. No, wrong one. Maybe this one. No, it's also the wrong one. Where's the chart that I found before? Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Where is he? Hold on, I'll find it. I'll find it. Should be this one. Yes, okay. Generate new traits. Let's see. Ah, okay. Let's see. He does like it. Okay, so. This is
Well,
interesting. Okay, so.
well,
Bonus is like, alright, I'm going to contact one of my friends from. And he just like trails off. He doesn't finish that sentence. He's like, I'll meet you at this address. And just like sends you an address for like some random building, like an apartment building in the middle of nowhere.
all right. I'm gonna send him half of the money that I was awarded.
Actually, he is going to send you an address to a parking lot
Okay.
specifically. I forget how much money we got from that previous job. It was like 8,000, right?
Wasn't it like
7,000 something in
75?
yeah 775, right?
75 or 65?
65. So divided by two, we each get 3882.5.
So
So
38.
well $3,882.
How much?
3,882. So I'm gonna note that down. That's the wrong document. Okay, so your RP goes from 11 to 14.
Hey.
And you also get 882.5 colors for, spending cash. That's not a full
Yeah.
1,000. And then, where is Murdoch? Murdoch. Here we go. His RP is.
Oh wait, Corp really doesn't like me. I exposed corrupt individuals. Xenocorp.
Yeah. So they don't like us. They know that we exist. Plus 990. So another. Okay. So it's 14 plus 87. 2.5 collars. Okay. That dealt with. So he gives the address to a random parking lot, and it's like, I'll meet you there in like a half an hour. And he walks back out to the side of the family, and he gives them his contact information. Be like, if you ever need me for anything. Then he also gives them a business card for someone. You don't know who it is, but he gives them a business card to the grandfather. And then he gets on his
Okay.
bike and he speeds off.
If you ever, I'm gonna walk out as well. I'm gonna turn to the family as I like flick my helmet forward. We'll be back, and after we're done, we'll have your grandson with us. And I don't think you'll be hearing from the gang anytime soon.
So um, the youngest woman, the brother of Steve, whose name I have not come up with yet.
Youngest woman,
Yeah, so the youngest
sister of Steve.
yeah, sister of Steve. She walks up to you and she's like, I know that this isn't like what you guys usually do, and I'm sure you're really busy, but I can pay you guys to to do this for
No
us.
payment necessary.
She's like, all right, thank you, good luck. And then as you leave, a couple of RPD cars pull up, like patrol cars, and are like, flashing lights, sirens, or like, what happened, yada yada yada. The old man might go to jail because he still murdered somebody.
Oh
Um,
wait, we didn't take the body.
no, he did not. Well, Bonus would have because he was the one who searching it, so he would have moved it, um, like out
Well,
to
then
like
they're
the
fine.
alley. I think he probably would have put it.
Yeah, no, they're fine then.
He would have brought it out front and then covered it with a tarp or like a blanket. Um,
To make it look like a homeless person.
well, no, just to like, so the family wouldn't have to see it while the cops get there and handle it, basically.
Ah,
Um,
did he leave the gun there?
no, he stripped it
Oh
and
no.
he well, he left the gun there, yeah, but he like stripped it apart.
I'm gonna turn around like on a dime as the cops get there. And like uh tell the cops that I saw everything.
Okay, well then
And
they're gonna hold you up. They want a statement from you, of course, and the whole family, basically.
that's fine. I'll help them out with this. I'm gonna radio into Bonus and tell him that I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
All right, make me a charisma check.
I'm a pretty charismatic guy, I think.
I'm gonna roll a dice to see which group of criminals this gun transaction attracts the attention of. Oh, look, the regime get mad at us for it.
Oh no, that's not good. Why does the regime get mad at us? I also got
good
a
question.
6 in my charisma.
Okay, so yeah, so you tell the cops what happened, and they take your statement first, so you can leave. And like, all right, yep, thank
Right.
you very much, sir. Don't leave the city in case we need to talk to you again. Don't leave the district to talk to you again. You give them their your contact information, stuff like that, so they
I
can
give them my card.
yeah. Uh, and he's like, all right, thank you very much, sir. Have a good have a good day. And yeah, he lets you go, and then he like starts like talking to the rest of the family, and the coroner show up as well while you're there.
All right, I'm on my way now.
All right. So you make it to this parking lot, and you see a taco truck alone in the parking lot with one street light beaming down on the taco truck. And Bonus is there with his hover bike parked next to the taco truck. And when he sees you, he waves you over.
Yeah, I'll pull up next to his bike and go over.
So you go over, and and a man, probably like Polynesian or like no, thinking like just Rastafarian. I'm just gonna go full Rastafarian for this. Uh,
Wow.
Big dreadlocks. His face is all like pierced and stuff like that. Um, he's like, "Hello, man. How are you doing? Wanted some food, brother." And then you see that Bonus has
I'm
also
gonna
like
look
already
at
bought food.
I'm gonna look at Bonus. Like kind of confused.
So Bonus is like, yes. And he looks to the big dude, and he's like, sup, Elixir? Been a long time. And the guy's like, yes, it has indeed. What can I do for an old friend like you? And Bonus is like, yeah, we need some tools of the trade. And he's like, of course, of course. What else could it be?
Well,
And he like
define as cutlery, my brother.
yeah, and he's like, "Come around back like old times." And he like, Bonus gets off from leaning on the truck, and he like finishes his like falafel, whatever he bought, and like tosses the
You
wrapper
mean
in the street.
you mean burrito?
No, bonus.
Falafels are Mediterranean.
They are Mediterranean, and you know what?
This is a taco truck.
Well, it's like it's a food truck basically. It sells various kinds of food.
Okay.
It's all synthetic food anyway, so it doesn't taste like much. So he walks around back, and they have like that like store on the side of the truck.
Yeah.
And you walk up, and you see that so the dude opens it, and he is covered in like Polynesian tribal tattoos. He's got some cool face piercings. He's super jacked. He's wearing a kiss to cook apron, as always. Got like thick
Always.
dreadlocks. He's probably like 6'5", like a big dude.
Okay.
No, I think he's one like a bionic leg, but no like other evident bionics. He's like, "Come on inside, my friends." He's like, "Who did you come to me this time, Bonus?" And he like points to you. And Bonus is like, "This is my friend. Call him Pharaoh." He's gonna make a check to see if he knows who you are. Ah. So
Oh.
he looks to you and he's like, Bonus, I didn't know you were famous, man. What is this? And he like goes to like give you like a dap up, you know?
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you reciprocate that, and he's like in awe of your presence.
Nice. Nice. Always glad to meet a fan. Just wish it was under different circumstances.
And he's like, oh, like of course, of course. He's like, so, come in, come in, and he leads you inside, and the so like there's like the food truck part, so it was like the front counter, and like the food preparing station right by the counter. And
Yeah.
on the opposite wall, um, below like the sight line of like the like window, are big gun racks.
Ooh.
Um, like shelves, like vertically stacked, like rifles, shotguns, SMGs.
Is it
Um,
like all neat and
yeah,
everything?
it's
It's
all
like
super
all
neat.
like
They're prime. Okay, so I will tell you right now. If we go over to the mega corporation list, most of the firearms are where is it? Are own security. They are cheaply made firearms. Um, very cheap. You can even get ones that are 3D printable. Uh, but these,
right.
they can only sell to the civilian market. Some of them
Okay.
are, yeah, most of them are own security. A couple of them that are kept in like a locked container are KE make the best of the best. There's
Yeah.
some other miscellaneous like Jackson rifles and some artificial life stuff.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna turn to the guy. And I'm gonna be like, any way you can do this shotgun up to look a little bit nicer?
And you hand him like the double barrel shotgun.
Yeah, the
He's
double barrel.
like, what were you looking to get on it, my friend? Anything for a friend of Bonus. He's a friend of mine. And he like smacks a button on the wall, and like the food counter, um
Turns to a gun, like a gun
yeah,
workshop
workshop,
station.
yeah. So like the deep fryer and stuff like that, like a big metal plate slides over them, and like loading bench equipment pops up, and like a gun like workshop stuff like that. All these
Well,
fun
I'm gonna need a
materials.
bandolier and some shells first of all. If you can replace some of the bolts, maybe the loader and the hammer.
You're like, simple maintenance. Okay, of course, of course. And he taps on the button, and from the wall, a little like above the gun racks, are a bunch of like drawers, and he
Okay.
like hits a button, and one of the drawers like flies out, and in this really neat vertical stack is a big long line of shotgun shells.
Ooh. What kind of shells are we talking here?
He's like, well, we have the normal the buckshot. We got the slugs. We have the electrical slugs, Tesla rounds to handle the robots if you want to fight any drones. Um, got some dragon's breath, flechette, anything you want, my friend. Of course, they do get more expensive the more different you want, of course. So, keep that in
All
mind.
right. Well, probably gonna need a few buckshot. Uh, 2 slugs, 4 buckshot, 2 slugs, and 2 dragon's breath.
Okay, so let me get a running list here. Repeat that for me.
So actually 5 buckshot, because I gotta replace the 1 shell.
Okay.
5 buckshot,
Yeah.
2 slugs,
Okay.
2 dragon's breath,
Okay.
and 2 electrical.
Alrighty. So he's okay. So the normal buckshot uh, will only probably be like, you know, like two.
15 each.
Well, because shit, like a box of bullets in our like for shotgun shells is not that expensive. So I'll
Okay.
say it's like, you know, 5 collars for the 5 shells.
Okay.
The 2 slugs. Hmm.
Would probably run about 5 each.
Yeah, probably. So we can go with 10 in total for that.
Okay.
Dragon's breath probably be like 15 each. So we'll say 30 in total.
The dragon's breath?
Yeah, and the Tesla slugs will
Okay.
be probably like 25 each, so 50
50.
in total.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, 50 total.
So that is in total 50, 80, 90. That's 95 collars just for the ammo.
Very well.
So
And now about a bandolier and tune up on this here gun.
So let me give this 882.5. Nope. 882.5 minus 95. 787.5.
I'll just give him the rest of my spending cash, my spare spending cash.
Okay, and you tell him, like, do whatever you can with that much money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So.
basically ask for the chef's special.
Okay. So you're just
Or
gonna.
I'm gonna turn to him and say, take this, give me the chef's special.
So he goes, I understand, brother. I got you. I make this really pretty for you. And he's like, come back in a day or two and it'll be ready. He's like, Bonus, my friend, do you want anything? And Bonus, he's gonna buy. Let's see, what is he gonna buy?
Uh Before I walk out, I'm gonna turn to him and say, oh yeah, give it some oriental flair.
He's like, ooh, a man of style. I like you. He's like, you have good friends, Bonus. You should tell me more about them sometime. And Bonus is like, he's just like, I'm not in the mood for this right now, man. Bonus, he's gonna buy because he has a nice shotgun. So your shells, I am keeping track of.
Yes. So I like walk out with the shells and the bandolier, right?
Yes. And your shotgun's staying with him for now.
Yes, but I
Bonus is gonna
have the shells
buy.
and bandolier.
Yeah, so Bonus is gonna buy 10 buckshot, which is 10 collars. He's gonna
Okay.
buy 5 slugs, which is that would be 25 collars in total. And he's gonna buy 8 No, he's gonna buy 8 slugs because his shotgun holds 8. So 8
Ooh.
buckshot. So 8k, and then 8 slugs. 8 times 5 is 40. So 40 colors for that. He's gonna buy 8 flechette. And that will probably be, how much would a flechette cost? Probably like 20 each,
I'd say
or like 30
I'd
each.
say 30 each.
Yeah,
So that'd be 60 altogether.
30.
No, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 by 8.
240. So 240 plus 40 plus 8 is 288. Yes. So I will subtract that from bonus's money. 2 is.
You're eating this before it gets cold. This is that bread.
Ugh.
That's 584.5. So 584. Okay. So is he gonna buy a new gun? No, he's gonna see if
No, because we still have the barrel or the box of guns.
we gave that over to the Johnson as part of the debt.
Oh yeah. Wait,
So-
didn't he take one?
He bonus took the shotgun from the hacker.
Oh yeah. All right.
Bonus
Well,
is
we got
going
enough
to-
guns anyway.
Bonus is gonna see if he has any grenades. Actually,
Ooh, good idea. Actually.
we're gonna make a luck check to see how many guns he has, or if he even has any grenades. Because that's a pretty beefy item for that.
Yeah.
May not pass. No.
My luck is fine.
Unfortunately, what's the name? Elixir Malachi is out of grenades. Somebody came by 2 days ago and bought them all. So,
Ah.
bonus is like, I'll come back in a couple of days. And he's like, of course, friend. One of my best customers. Come back anytime. And he like waves to both of you goodbye as you get back on your bikes and leave.
Well, I'm heading to the condemned.
All right. as we leave, the screen fades to black because I have food to eat.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, good session.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please let us know in the comments or come join us live when we do stream these episodes. At XXX Marcapone XXX on Mixer.com. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Mixer, and we will see you all next time on Quest for the Core.